So we know in 1970 the Plymouth Super Commando created 375 brake horsepower. That's to the crankshaft. And then 71 they changed the head slightly and it went down to 370 horsepower. Here's an interesting thing. In 1972, when you actually look at the horsepower ratings in the book, they're half that. They're 190, 180. And the reason they did that is they stopped measuring the horsepower at the crankshaft and they began to measure it at the rear tires. And the reason for that is the insurance companies that were screaming it's putting out too much horsepower. So they just kind of tricked it a little bit by changing where they measured the horsepower at. So instead of measuring the output of the horsepower right at the crankshaft, which is the most strongest part of the engine, it has to go through a torque converter, which is filled with fluid, through a transmission, into a slip yoke with a U-joint on it, a drive shaft, another U-joint, the yoke, the rear pinion, ring gear, out through the axles and to the tires, which are filled with air, and hit the ground. You lose a lot of horsepower between that crankshaft and those rear tires. Just a little trick. Difference between net horsepower and gross horsepower.